right? Temporary anger can lead to permanent damage in life. Everyone gets angry. Again, it's a normal thing, right? Babies get angry. You've been getting angry from the beginning of time. Yes, you don't remember or recall those times in life, but you were there at one time. You can look back, you can see your little brothers and sisters, right? Your siblings, nieces and nephews, as far back as you have them, as young as you have them in your life. You could see anger happening even to them, right? Baby, they call it tantrums. Babies having tantrums when they don't get what they want. Getting mad maybe when their diaper's wet. Getting mad maybe when they want to get picked up. They want attention. They want comforting. You'll see them, right? Having their tantrum. They don't get what they want. It doesn't necessarily only happen to babies. It happens through our lives. Some of us in this room are still having tantrums when we don't get what we want or we don't get our way, right? So it's not the fact of getting upset, it's what you do when you get upset that we are concerned with right here, right? Because many of us in here have already been doing some destructive things when we get upset. All of us have gotten angry quite a few times. Some of us even went to bed angry. Some of us even woke up angry. Some of us are even angry right now at the fact that you're sitting in this room. But it is what it is, right? It is what you do with that anger that we're trying to identify in this room, because you have to be careful. That anger could really, really cause you to do something that you can't come back from. And that's what we're worried about, and that's what we're concerned about. That you don't reach a breaking point in your life, what we like to call irreversible moment in your life. Something that you do and you can't come back from that, right? You done hurt somebody, you done killed somebody, or worst case scenario, you done killed yourself, right? Because you were just so angry, you blacked out, a situation happened, and now you got to deal with the consequence. Well, obviously, if you kill yourself, I don't know what type of consequences you're going to be dealing with, but you'll find out when you get there, right? But that's what we're trying to avoid from happening. So under normal circumstances, by nature, anger is a part of who we are, right? It's built into us, right? Into our makeup, right? It's in there. But we're all on different levels when it comes to anger. Some of us are cool, calm, and collective. We talked about this early in the conversation when we started to cover drugs and substances, right? The chemicals in our brain, right? The chemical balance in our brain that makes us who we are. Some of us got a little bit more of this and a little less of that, right? But we all experience some form of anger. Some of us just got a deeper touch of that when it comes down to it, right? The same situation could happen to me that happens to Flores, but I deal with it a certain way, and he obviously deals with it different, right? Because we're all different in makeup and who we are. But that's on a natural base, right? A lot of us already, we have bad tempers, we have bad attitudes, right? We have quick triggers, right, that causes us to kind of jump off the deep edge. A lot of us have already blackened out. A lot of us have already punched holes in walls, broken stuff, even put our hands on people, put our hands on our siblings, on our brothers and sisters, put our hands on our family members, right, because we kind of lost control. And that's what we got to worry about right here, because if it's already happening to you, if I've identified you already in this small conversation we having, right, then you need to pay close attention, because it's starting to happen to you, right? Imagine that's on a sober note. Imagine when you start to add drugs and alcohol into your equation, how you're going to get at that point. Remember, alcohol alters the brain. Remember that part of the brain that rationalizes life, the one that keeps you level, the one that helps you think things through, that reasoning part of the brain that gets affected by alcohol. Well, anger also kind of affects that part of the brain too, right? When we get angry, we do some stupid stuff. When we get angry, we say some stupid stuff, right? How many of you already have wished death upon somebody because you were upset or you were angry? How many of you have already said, I hate her, I hate him, I wish she died, I wish he died? And you were talking about your mama, you were talking about your daddy, you were talking about your sister, your brother. You were talking about a loved one, but you were so upset that you were already wishing death upon that person, right? So you were at a bad point in your life. All it took next was for you to act on that thought that you were having, right? You didn't only think it. Some of you already said it out your mouth. Some of you have wished death upon somebody, whether it was directly at them or you were mumbling under your breath, but you were already saying it. So So where do you draw the line in the sand? When do you realize that maybe you're going a little bit too far, and you probably won't realize it until it's too damn late if you don't catch yourself right now? When you start to add alcohol and drugs into your equation, things are only going to magnify and things are only going to get worse. So you got to be careful, and that's why we're having this conversation. A lot of you have already been snapping out. I know I had an anger issue. I could be honest and keep it 100 with everybody in this room. I still do have an anger issue, but I've learned how to manage it a little bit better, a lot better, to be honest with you, right? Somebody brought up that you get upset when they busted your window. You know what? It was bothersome. I'm not going to lie. Who wouldn't be bothered at something being destroyed that you own, right? I don't care how big or how small it is, but you own it, and now it's broken, right? So yeah, you're gonna get bothered by it, but as far as getting angry, I'm not going to say that it had the same effect on me that it would have had many years ago, right? And this is being honest with you. Yeah, 15 years ago, I would have definitely, without a doubt, I would have dealt with that situation a different way. I would have dealt with it in a destructive manner, without a doubt. And it didn't matter who did it to me, right? Because whoever I had my last beef with would have caught the wrath or the repercussion to that situation right there. That's just how that would have went down. And I'm not trying to talk like some tough guy or some super thug or none of that, right? I'm just speaking the truth. Back then, I didn't know how to control my emotions, right? So that question that you asked me earlier, that I get mad, you were asking me about my emotions. You were asking me about the very thing that we're talking about right now. So there was an action, somebody broke my window, and then you're asking me, what about my reaction, right? And I'm able to say today that I'm a whole lot better than I was 15 years ago, because somebody's house probably would have got burnt down, right? Somebody would have got hurt behind my window getting broken. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not trying to front right here, but that's the only way I knew how to deal with things back in the days, was through violent means, right? Because that's what I saw growing up. It was violence in my household. That's how my father dealt with these. That's what how the neighborhood dealt with these. So, learn behavior. You learn by what you see and by what you hear. So, again, that's how I would have dealt with it. And again, it wouldn't have brought me no closure, right? Because again, I probably would have, and I'm just painting a scenario. Let's just say if I did do something, let's say I got so blinded at the fact because my emotions got the best of me, my anger got the best of me, and and there I went. Maybe I went to go have me a couple drinks. Maybe I went and surrounded myself by the wrong circle. Remember, we talk about circles, those around you, right? And if my circle around me would not been the right type of people to tell me, man, it's gonna be all right, let it ride, don't trip, that ain't nothing, man. You know what? You got insurance? All right, then you good then, right? Call it in the morning. They'll put you another window if you want another window. Call it a day. It ain't a big deal. Let it ride. Different type of circle could have put the cables on me. A different type of circle could have been like, man, let's go get them. Do you got an idea who it was? And they could have been pouring gas to the fire. They could have been making it worse. They could have been putting the cables on me, charging me up. They could have been pushing my buttons. Man, I bet you it was old boy, or I bet you it was this person. Man, let's go back and get them. Man, I heard they were talking about you. Man, I heard, through so-and-so that it was this person that did it to you. And there I go, my emotions getting the best of me. And while we're having this conversation, we're pounding a couple drinks and we're passing a blunt around while we're talking about this. So now my mind is being altered, right? Now my mind ain't in the right state. So now I'm thinking, yeah, let's go get them. You know what? Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, you know what? Let's go do this. Without even thinking of repercussions, right? And now I'm there and I'm throwing a cocktail bomb through somebody's living room window at 3 a.m. And now I'm burning down the house and the house next door catches on fire. And yeah, maybe that intended target wasn't even home that night and got away, but the house next door burnt and the whole family, and their little kids got trapped in the back room, and now, 3 of their kids are burnt to death, right? All because my emotions got the best of me, right? And then here comes the repercussions at that, because now there's death involved. So it all started with a broken window that I had insurance on to begin with, but because I let my emotions get the best of me, now there's a full-blown investigation. Because people died. People died now. So now they're super investigating it. Homicide detectives are involved. They're questioning everybody. They're looking through cameras. And then next thing you know, right? We're not going to let something like that go that easy. I'll tell you that right now. A broken window is one thing, but burning down a house and people dying, that's a whole nother level, right? So imagine that. that I let my emotions get the best of me. And today I'm not standing here because I'm sitting in the county fighting a homicide, right, for a house that I burnt down because I let my emotions get the best of me. And I couldn't even be having this conversation with you right now, talking about the very thing that I let get the best of me, right? So today I look at things different, right? Today I talk myself down. I'm my own coach. I'm me. I'm my own wingman. I'm the one that talks myself down, right? And I got people in my circle. I got positive people in my circle now. That when I talk to them, my brother is one of them. My younger brother, somebody who I've been through hell and high water and back, right, with this man. He's a positive dude in my life, and he's positive influence in my life. And he's one of those people that I immediately begin to have a conversation like that with that type of conversation with. And immediately there he is, feeding me good stuff, breathing life into me. Man, bro, it's gonna be all right. It ain't that big of a deal. You need help to fix it. You need help to clean it up, right? I had other individuals in my life dropping money off to me, saying, here you go, here's money, feed the way. See, those are positive people in your life. They weren't in my ear talking about, man, what we gonna do? Where they at? Point them out. We'll go do it. They weren't. See, those type of people exist, but not in my life right now. And that's why it's important, who is your circle? Who are the ones around you at crunch time and moments like that? Because they're gonna happen to you. They've already been happening to you, right? You get in a situation, so somebody's gonna say something at school. Ooh, he talked about your girlfriend. Ooh, he did this to you, right? Are those the type of people in your circle, in your ear, that put the cables on you, that throw gas into the fire instead of calming you down, right? Instead of helping you think things through, right? Of the repercussions that could happen. What if this goes wrong? It ain't worth it, bro. It ain't worth it, girl. You know what I'm saying? Or let's deal with it different. Instead of all of us mobbing up and smashing his brains in real quick, right? Without knowing that maybe if we jump old girl in the bathroom and we beat her to a bloody pulp because she deserves that, without you really even knowing, because somebody somewhere along the line started a gossip about you. And it wasn't even true. But people, naturally, we like violence. We gravitate to violence. Everybody pulls out their cell phones right away. World Star video right away. Those are people's intentions right away. And maybe the gossip wasn't even true, because if that was truly your girl, then she should have said, you know what, I heard this, but it might not be true. Let's go over there. Why don't you go approach her one-on-one, and why don't you talk to her one-on-one and ask her what her problem is with you? Or ask her, did she call you that? But no, that's not how it goes down, right? What's up? Let's get together. Let's smash her ass. You know what I'm saying? Let's catch her up right here. Let's set her up. Let's do this. Let's do that. Nobody thinking about repercussions. And then you catch her in the bathroom with all your girls and you smash her to a bloody pulp. But you didn't know that there was something wrong with her. You didn't know that she was already internally suffering from something, right? And then you gave her that one blow and she bounced her head off the toilet and she slipped into a coma, and shortly after that she died. And now all of a sudden you and all your girls got murder cases because you let somebody send you off. So you got to watch that. And that's a true story, the story I just told you right now. It was a group of girls in a high school, and or in a school, whether it was grammar or high school, but they all moved collectively off of a rumor about a girl, and then they smashed her in the bathroom, and the girl they smashed died. She ended up dying. So they charged all of the girls with that murder. It's not the first time that has happened. It has happened a lot, right? We're quick to smash people. We're quick to move because it seems like there's a violent spirit in the atmosphere, right? All around us. You gotta watch it. Watch who your circle is, right? Today, analyze your circle. Is your best interest in your well-being in their mind and in their heart? Do they care about you? First of all, ask yourself, do they care about themselves? Because how can they care about you if they can't even care about themselves, right? Are they send-off artists? Is that what they're in their life for, to send you off? Because maybe they're too scared to handle their business, but they ain't got no problem with sending you off as an individual. You got to watch that stuff, right? So that's my answer to your question earlier when you asked me that I get upset. Yeah, it bothered me. I'm only human. I ain't going to front and say it didn't bother me, but I learned to deal with it differently.